In the remote regions of southern India, this particular offshoot of Ayurveda is still maintained. Here, nature provides practically all of the raw materials for Ayurveda, and for several generations it has been home to the family of Guru Gamayan. He practices healing as his ancestors did, but with one small difference. He doesn't need to memorize as much. Recent generations have passed down their knowledge in writing. Nevertheless, the personal education of his pupil remains perhaps the single most important task a guru has. Gamayan's pupil is his grandson, Shine. Shine, the Guru's 28-year-old grandson, is one of the best fighters in southern India. He prefers practicing undisturbed on the seashore. The ocean's power fascinates him. He has acquired his knowledge of the martial art from the Kalari Payat school and from his grandfather. Today, Gamayan is teaching his pupil how to read the palm leaves of his ancestors. It isn't easy. There are no chapter headings or no page numbers. The reasoning behind this is that the old gurus wished to impart their knowledge only upon the worthy.
With God's blessing, what I know, I pass on with love.
Healing knowledge from India is increasingly valued throughout the world. Burned-out people from industrialized countries are particularly fond of Indian spas. Some Indians say that Europe's dead souls are summoned back to life here. At the core of Ayurveda is oil and purification. But it's not only Shirodhara, or the bathing of the forehead. The entire program is called Panchakarma, the 5 purifications of the body's openings. During this so-called king's massage, several gallons of hot herbal oil are continually massaged into the skin. The oil that runs off is captured, rewarmed, and redistributed over the body.
With the sweating process, along with that, dilate the channels, and with the oil and the sweat together, just clean all the tissues and cells in the body and to bring all the toxins to the intestine.
Ayurveda views the skin as a sort of purification organ. Through it, the body can rid itself of cellular toxins and sediments, also known as scoria. From a scientific point of view, however, it is still unclear today what exactly is meant by scoria. Still, the success of many of these therapies seems obvious. Even Sharon from England experiences relief from her psoriasis. According to Ayurvedic teaching, the oil massage opens all the skin's pores. The oil's active ingredients work their way into and attach themselves to cell-damaging materials. As the Indians conceive it, the cellular toxins bind with the active ingredients and are transported away by the oil itself. More toxins are cleared away via the bloodstream or migrate through the 7 layers of the skin, where they are expelled in sweat. At the conclusion of the king's massage, the oil mixed with the sweat is then disposed of. It is no longer gold in color, but rather black. Marma has effects that anyone can see. The Guru's palm leaves tell exactly where the Marma points are located on the human body and how they are activated.
Alavadi is the name of the point between the two jaws.
Knowing where the body's control points lie gives the Marma practitioner power over life and death, a scary notion. In an earlier era, the common people believed Marma to be sorcery. Another pupil shows the Guru how he uses the Marma points in working with an animal. Sushruta's teachings forbid public demonstrations of Marma. This kind of test would never be performed on a human. In it, a chicken will be made lame and then be returned to full mobility.
Okay.
The test is successful. A guru's most essential tools are his hands.
When Britain ruled India in the 19th century, the Indians' traditional medicine seemed alien and backward to the Europeans. They arrest many Marma gurus and close the established Ayurveda schools, in the hope that Western medicine would take hold in India.
Ayurveda was the most popular system of medicine, and when the British people came here and a lot of internal wars and the problem with the British people, the whole India was agitated.
The British react harshly when they realize that certain gurus hold more power over the people than the British themselves. To strip such an enemy of this kind of power, you need an executioner.
At that time there was a lot of problems. They tried to suppress all the Indian things, and especially the system of medicine also.
The strictest punishment for a Marma guru was to chop off his hands. Without his hands, he lost his work and his power.
Still, traditional medicine survived British rule. The irony of this story is Ayurveda's current popularity in England. According to tradition, the healer prepares all medications himself. Many raw materials come from the forest near his hut. What the Marma guru Gamalyan mixes for his village, Dr. Meera makes in large quantities for her Ayurveda hospital in Raja. In these vats, Dr. Meera prepares new oil for Shirodhara, according to recipes dating back to Sushruta's writings, including the instruction as to which wood burns at the proper temperature.
Most of the medicines are in the classical text, and some of them we are developing here, like nearly 20 different medicines. It's our own recipes, and we are getting good results also from that.
Sesame oil with extracts of 20 different plants is simmered for 4 hours, then filtered. Now the oil is ready. Cow's milk and silver paste. Here, one of the most expensive medications in Ayurveda is being manufactured. Tablets to treat depression. They contain gold and silver. The mash is mixed and stirred for 55 days. This is Dr. Mira's curing cellar. She produces 30 herbal medicines to treat rheumatism and skin ailments. Some of the most important basic ingredients for Ayurvedic medications are roots and herbs. They are collected by the ton from the Indian jungle. 3 women chop the materials for days. Here, these wild asparagus roots will be used in the next processing of sesame oil.
Some of the medicines are really costly ones and difficult to get. So some people, they omit the costly medicines and add something which is cheap, like that. So that will affect the quality of the medicine.
These 2 roots look identical, but only the one on the left actually comes from a rare jungle tree. In the laboratory, it's possible to uncover counterfeits like this. A microtome slices sections of root 1/10 of a millimeter thick. Working for the Indian government, the Kathakal Institute examines each of the approximately 4,000 Ayurvedic plants. The samples are then dyed to make the cellular structures visible. On the left is the genuine product, and on the right is the fraudulent material. Depending upon the patient's situation, using it could have grave consequences. It's also dangerous to use metals such as gold, mercury, or zinc, which is being processed here. Even the fumes from its preparation must be treated with caution. They are highly toxic to kidneys. For that reason alone, metals are hardly ever used here for medicinal purposes, but not so in India. Zinc ash, mixed with herbs and lemon juice, is used to form a pancake and is baked in a clay pan. Ancient writings describe how to